Beneath the rugged peaks of California's Mojave Desert, a legend has circulated for over a century. Whispers of a vast underground river lined with black sand and shimmering with untold riches have lured fortune hunters into the depths of Kokoweef Peak. Is there truth behind the tale, or is it the desert playing tricks on desperate men? Tonight, on Hidden Vault Chronicles, the Mojave Desert, a landscape of extremes, barren, sun-bleached, and unforgiving. But beneath this desolate land, rumors persist of something extraordinary. A vast subterranean river running for miles beneath the earth, with banks heavy in black sand, rich in gold. The legend gained national attention in the early 20th century, when a daring prospector named Earl Dorr claimed to have not only found this mythical waterway, but to have brought back gold from its shores. But who was Earl Dorr, and did he truly stumble upon one of the greatest lost treasures in American history, or was it all an elaborate story, born from greed, heat stroke, or a gambler's sense of adventure?
Earl Dorr was no ordinary drifter. Born in 1885 to a wealthy Colorado ranching family, Dorr was a blue-eyed adventurer with a knack for getting involved in the wildest of pursuits. By the early 1900s, he was exploring the American Southwest, drawn to tales of lost mines and ancient caves. According to his later sworn affidavit, it was in 1914 that Dorr made his greatest discovery. He claimed to have entered one of 3 large limestone caverns at Kokoweef Peak, a remote mountain range near the California-Nevada border. Accompanied by an engineer identified only as Mr. Morton, the pair supposedly descended thousands of feet underground. What they allegedly encountered was nothing short of astonishing. A deep underground canyon, a massive flowing river, and shimmering black sand so heavy with gold it sparkled in the dim light of their carbide lamps. The pair reportedly followed this underground waterway for miles, navigating narrow ledges along its banks, until a towering waterfall blocked their path. The current seemed to rise and fall as if it were affected by unseen tides, despite being hundreds of miles from the nearest ocean. Oddly, the identity of Mr. Morton was never confirmed. No first name, no surviving interviews, no journal entries. The only evidence of Morton's involvement comes from Dorr himself. This missing witness has fueled decades of speculation. Was Morton a real person or a fictional partner designed to lend Dorr's story credibility? Or did something happen to him deep within the Earth's depths that was never revealed? Over the years, additional details emerged. In one version of the tale, Dorr supposedly encountered 2 rival prospectors near the cave's entrance. Fearing they might steal his discovery, he allegedly set explosives to seal the entrance behind him, trapping them inside. No human remains have ever been found in subsequent explorations of the cave system.
Even Dorr's own story shifted over time. In some accounts, he claimed to have heard of the caves from Native American brothers named Paset, who discovered the river years before, but swore never to return after one of them died diving into its depths. In other retellings, he had known the brothers as a child and reconnected with them as an adult, learning of the hidden river through their family's oral history. These inconsistencies, combined with Dorr's larger-than-life personality, caused many to question whether his discovery was real or the product of an overactive imagination. Yet his descriptions of the underground formations, the river's strange tidal behavior, and the massive caverns lined with towering stalactites suggest he may have at least explored deep beneath Kokoweef. In 1934, Dorr filed an official sworn affidavit outlining his discovery. But there was a problem. By then, another prospector, Pete Ressler, had already claimed mining rights to the area. According to local law, Ressler was no stranger to outlaw circles and was even rumored to have ties to Butch Cassidy's Hole-in-the-Wall gang. Denied access to his original cave entrance, Dorr sought other ways in.
He built a crude miner shack in the nearby Mescal Range and spent years digging a separate shaft in search of a second route to the underground river. Despite sinking a 100-foot tunnel, he never struck gold. When World War II broke out, new government restrictions limited mining activities not directly related to the war effort. With funding drying up and attention turning to zinc mining, which was deemed vital for the military, Dorr's quest was quietly abandoned. He died in 1957 with little to his name, leaving behind only his incredible tale and a trail of skeptics.
While no one has conclusively verified Dorr's claims, several tantalizing clues remain. In 1948, a team of cavers exploring the Crystal Cave reportedly discovered the name Dorr scorched into the rock in several locations, seemingly made with a carbide lamp. It's the strongest physical evidence placing Earl Dorr inside the cave system. Despite this, extensive surveys by the National Park Service in the 1940s found no significant underground rivers or dynamite activity at Kokoweef Peak. Geologists dismiss the idea of a 300-foot wide subterranean river existing beneath such a dry, geologically young area. Yet, this hasn't stopped countless prospectors from chasing the dream. From the 1950s onward, a small, scrappy community of fortune seekers continued Dorr's search. At least 20 separate shafts have been drilled into Kokoweef Peak over the decades. Some reached several thousand feet underground. Today, a man named Larry Hahn leads the most determined modern effort. Hahn and his investors, numbering in the hundreds, have spent over $2.5 million on equipment, surveys, and excavation. They claim to be within mere feet of breaking into the legendary river chamber. There are even plans to turn the site into a massive underground resort, accessible by high-speed rail from Las Vegas, a fittingly grandiose plan for a legend born in the heart of the desert. Critics, however, remain skeptical. A 1942 geological study found no evidence of large underground rivers beneath Kokoweef, and no one has yet uncovered any sizable deposits of gold-bearing black sand. Is it possible that a half-forgotten adventurer got lucky over a century ago? Or has the legend endured simply because people love a good treasure hunt too much to let it die? Until the next vault opens, stay curious.